Baby, do we ever have a hot theory for Modern Warfare for you guys today, my friends? This video is gonna be crazy. If you open up the video, it's because you're probably curious, what on earth am I talking about in the title, the thumbnail, etc, etc. And yes, I definitely, truly do believe that Alex in the new Modern Warfare saga or trilogy, which I do believe there's gonna be a whole new trilogy. If you played the campaign, you know how it ended. I believe Alex is going to be Simon Ghost Riley, and I'm going to explain exactly why I think there's enough information in Modern Warfare's campaign to kind of support this theory. And by the end of this video, you guys can let me know if you're either convinced or not convinced of this theory down in the comment section below. But again, I do strongly believe it. That said, if you have not beat the campaign yet and you want to avoid spoilers, now is your chance to click off the video, because obviously you're going to be digging very deep into some spoiler territory, the ending of Call of Duty Modern Warfare's campaign. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here. So if you're still here, I'm assuming you don't mind spoilers, and we're going to jump straight into this right now. So before we get into all the reasons why I believe Alex is Simon Ghost Riley, I'm going to get the elephant out of the room right away, because you guys are probably going to say, if you guys have played the original trilogy, what about the accent? Because Alex speaks perfect English and Simon Ghost Riley in the original trilogy had an accent. Well, the first thing I want to point out is that Kyle in this game was revealed to be Gaz, which Gaz in the original Modern Warfare trilogy looks nothing like what Kyle, aka Gaz, does in this new Modern Warfare trilogy. So they can switch things up a little bit. Obviously, Captain Price looks pretty much identical. There's other characters that were name dropped that I kind of went a little bit more into detail about in a different video if you want to check that out, including characters like Soap and Ghost and General Shepard and a few others. So definitely check out that video if you guys haven't seen it. But so they can switch things up, obviously, because again, they revealed that Kyle is Gaz in this new Modern Warfare trilogy. Nikolai obviously is very similar to what he was in the original trilogy, but we got Gaz, who is very different, looks very different anyways, in my opinion. And so they can make these changes, right? So before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'm going to replay the clip of the ending campaign for you guys to refresh you guys' memory on exactly what Captain Price is talking about when he's talking about forming Task Force 141, and specifically when he talks about Simon Ghost Riley. Check it out right now.
Who's your crew?
Sergeant Gary.
Kyle?
They call him Gaz. He never said anything. John McTavish, SAS, sniper, demolitions, goes by Soap.
Why?
It's classified. There he is. Simon Riley.
There's no picture.
Never. Now the rest. That's neat to know. Unless we got a deal.
What are you calling this task force?
141.
Now, the other thing is that throughout the campaign, Alex has some conversations with Farah, including some conversations about, you know, her being a freedom fighter and him basically, you know, just being on assignment and doing whatever comes next. When she asks him, you know, what are you going to do next? He basically says, you know, wherever they send me. Check out the clip right now.
Where will you go when this is over?
Wherever they send me.
You don't choose.
Not exactly.
So as you guys can see, you know, Farah and Alex have these conversations throughout the campaign where, you know, Farah's saying, like, what's going on here? You don't get to make your own choices. You don't get to decide where you go next. Like, what's up with that? You should be able to decide what you do next. And, you know, basically he's essentially a slave to the system, if you will, right? And so that thought's kind of brewing in his mind a little bit. And we're going to actually get to another specific point in another cutscene in a second here. But a quick refresher is that in the campaign mission Highway of Death, he actually has a quick conversation with Farah near the beginning where they talk about jokes and things like that, and she asks him to tell her a joke. And so he says, what happens when the CIA goes to sleep? And then he pauses and he says they go undercover. Now maybe that means nothing, but I do think that's a very subtle kind of little hint that Infinity Ward is kind of throwing in there to kind of say, like, hey, you know, that idea is brewing in Alex's mind to go undercover. Maybe he's sick of you know, of following everything that the system says. You know, maybe he's sick of the way that the system is, you know, how corrupt it is, because obviously throughout the campaign you can see the whole idea is that you know, there's a lot of corruption in the way things are handled, in the way things go about, and he seems to be tired of it. That's why he, you know, he's kind of on Farah's side. You know, when Farah ends up going back to her people to be with her people to protect them, Alex says he's going to go with her. Actually, check that out right now.
Command has officially redesignated Farah's forces.
You want to translate that from bullshit to English?
It means they're on the list.
What list?
Foreign terror organization list. I've ordered my Marines to treat Farah's army as hostiles.
What? They're our allies.
Yeah, not anymore.
Will you keep your Muppets on a short string, Colonel?
Or what?
I'll fucking earn you from it.
Kate, these people need our support.
There's nothing else we can do.
Well, there's plenty we can do.
I'm tired of being told who my friends are.
Alex, don't.
I'm going back to Urzikstan, staying with Farah's army.
What you're doing is illegal.
I'm pretty sure everything we do is illegal.
Only the good stuff. You got friends nearby?
You too.
So you can kind of see at this point he's getting sick of listening to the quote-unquote big man, if you will, right? He's tired of being a slave to the system, especially when things are so corrupt, where they're putting Farah's people on the list of enemies, basically, when the whole time they've been allies, and that kind of pisses him off. So he's sick of it at this point. And so you can kind of see that at this point he's really getting tired of following what they say, of following such a corrupt system. He wants to do his own thing. He wants to fight. He doesn't not want to fight. He wants to fight, but he wants to fight in his own way, in his own methods, in a way that's according to, you know, his own moral conscience, if you will. So near the end of the campaign, Farah and Alex are having this conversation on who should go and detonate the explosives, and whoever does it, it's basically considered a suicide mission. Now there is still a chance that, you know, you can make it out alive from that, and that Alex did, which we're going to touch on in a second. But they're having a quick conversation about the whole thing, and Alex basically says that he wants to, at this point, choose his own path. He wants to do what's right. And you know, on the surface, it kind of seems like he's just kind of talking about the immediate future of saying, like, he wants to do this last thing and he wants to do this quote-unquote suicide mission, essentially. But I think it's a lot deeper than that. But anyways, check out the conversation really quick and we'll be back to talk about it more.
Instead, I'll go in there.
And do what?
Ignite the furnace.
You'll never get away in time.
I know what I'm doing.
Farah, listen to me.
No, you listen to me. Because of this poison, my people have known something worse than war. I did not come this far to turn back.
I'm not asking you to turn back. I'm asking you to give me the order.
I won't do that.
Commander, please.
I am not your CO.
Then who is? Because someone needs to light this fire and someone needs to kill Barkov. And you can't do both. I've been on assignment my whole life. This is what I believe in. Give me the order.
You are a freedom fighter, Alex.
You're a born leader, Farah. Say the word.
Go.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see at this point, Alex is just fed up with the system. He wants to choose his own path. He wants to do what's right in his own mind and in his own moral conscience and moral compass, if you will. And you know, at first reaction when you play the campaign, you're thinking, oh, you know, he just wants to go out like a hero. He wants to just do his own thing and stop being a slave to the system, if you will, such a corrupt system. And that's what I thought initially. But then I thought, you know what? Maybe there was a huge plot behind this the whole time. Maybe his plan was, maybe he had an escape plan. Whether he did or didn't, maybe he did escape. You know, maybe there was a way that he got out alive. I strongly believe that is definitely possible, and I think that maybe he knew of a way to escape, and that the whole plan, the whole plot was to get out of there alive and start a brand new life undercover. someone who does not that is not known by the U.S. government, by any military system, that he can be a soldier. Again, according to his own regards, he can essentially be a ghost, start over a brand new life as a ghost, which would give him the name Ghost and would explain why he's always covered up. As you guys can see, Alex has a lot of tattoos. Now, again, they can change anything from the first game to from the first trilogy to this trilogy, but one thing that I thought was very interesting is, correct me if I'm wrong, but Simon Ghost Riley is always covered up from head to toe. You never see an inch of skin on him. He has gloves, he has long sleeve shirt, he has long sleeve or long pants, he has a mask, everything's covered. He has, you know, the hat, like everything is essentially covered. He's wearing sunglasses. Everything is just disguised in the form of a ghost, essentially. Now, another possible potential reason for being covered up all the time is not just to disguise himself, but there is a good chance maybe he has some very severe burning from the explosion. He would have definitely got out alive, but maybe he was severely burnt, and that is another reason for covering himself up. So maybe it's kind of a double-sided coin. You know, one of it is to kind of disguise himself so he can be undercover, and the other side is maybe potentially he didn't quite escape without injuries. Again, maybe he had severe burning all over his body, and that's another reason why he covers up. I don't know. Those are two different possibilities for the reason of disguising himself the way he does as Ghost. And so Simon Riley could be an alias. It could be a brand new name that he's giving himself, and that's why there's no picture at the end of the campaign, because and there's also why there's not a lot of intel on him, because when Price is asked if there's, you know, how much do you know about him, he says there's not a lot of intel on Simon Riley, and the reason for that being would be because obviously it's a brand new alias, and you know, there's not really a lot to go off of. It's very fresh, right? Simon Riley is a fresh persona, if you will, and you know, I strongly believe that Price does know that this is Alex. I strongly do believe it. They seem to have a pretty good relationship throughout the Modern Warfare campaign.
Isn't that right, Alex?
Affirmative, sir.
And I do strongly believe that, you know, Price is very aware that Simon Ghost Riley is Alex, and the way he chuckles about it, kind of gives you a little bit of a hint that he knows something, like he knows who this person is, like he knows that this is Alex, and he knows that everybody else technically knows who Simon Ghost Riley is, but they just don't know that they know, because obviously it's Alex disguised under a new alias.
There he is. Simon Riley.
And again, like I said, you know, faking his own death, coming back with a new alias would essentially make him a ghost, which, you know, the name would be 100% fitting. So, I don't know. That is my theory, my friends. I kind of thought about it when I was replaying the campaign on Veteran. I started thinking, you know, this starting to make a lot of sense, you know. Alex definitely kind of seems like he's Simon Ghost Riley. I don't know what it was, but it just, something felt like he is Ghost. And when you really start to think about it and you put the subtle pieces together, I think all the information is there in the campaign. All the information is right in front of our eyes. You just got to take a closer look at it, and it all starts to fall together, and it all starts to make a whole hell of a lot of sense, in my opinion. But you guys let me know what you guys think. Are you convinced? Are you not convinced? Do you think Alex is Simon Ghost Riley? I am extremely confident in this theory, but of course we can only wait and see to find out. I don't even know if we would find out in the next Modern Warfare game. They might not ever tell us for sure. We might have more hints at it in the next MW2. We might find out by, you know, quote unquote MW3, a new MW3, if you will. But I'm confident that there's going to be a new Modern Warfare trilogy. I'm confident that Alex is Simon Ghost Riley. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys very soon in another video. And like always, until then, game on.